The best AV receivers will help you achieve the ultimate home theater experience. When partnered to a multi-channel speaker package, a dedicated AV receiver can get up to 9 discrete channels of sound and achieve the most tangible and immersive effect from the latest surround sound formats like Dolby Atmos and DTS:X. Although we've not covered all of these AV receivers as standalone reviews, they've all been tested by our home theater expert in a domestic situation with a big screen TV like one of the best 75-inch TVs, just as you would experience them in your own home. Each has been given a multi-channel workout with high-octane movies via the best streaming services or a 4K Blu-ray player, as well as being assessed for their music performance. All of the models listed here make an effective home entertainment hub. Read on to find the best AV receiver for your setup and budget. To help you find the right model, we've listed the best AV receivers 2024 and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you, and as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Number 7. Arcam AVR30. Arcam is often cited as the connoisseur's choice when it comes to home theater. In addition to the usual list of immersive codecs, this high-performing receiver comes with both Auro 3D compatibility and IMAX Enhanced certification. And while the AVR30 is a 7-channel receiver, there's processing headroom for 16 channels if you're prepared to stack up extra amplification. Calibration is best in class thanks to Dirac Live, which does a first-class job of optimizing the AVR's output to suit your listening room. Less exceptional is the lack of 2.1 compatibility. Arcam is offering a complete board swap, but this is a prohibitively expensive fix. Still, what the AVR30 lacks in mod cons, it makes up for in performance, proving capable of instantaneous highs and solid plunging lows. Wireless support covers Bluetooth and Wi-Fi with Google Chromecast and AirPlay 2 talents too. Number 6. Denon AVR-X4800H. A sonic tour de force, the X4800H is a home theater amplifier with long-term appeal. The provision of a full board of 8K/4K 120Hz HDMI inputs and coverage of all the significant home cinema sound formats ensures that this Denon amp will partner any display or source you might acquire for a long time to come. The sound profile is best described as visceral. The soundstage is crisp and detailed, but there is a sense of power and precision as well. Directional panning is totally convincing. While Denon rates onboard power at 9x125W into 8 ohms, /200W into 6 ohms. It sounds rather more muscular than that. This is a blockbuster amplifier designed for blockbusters, but is also darn good with music, sounding light and agile with 2-channel stereo and seamlessly immersive with 3D audio mixes. Number 5. Denon AVR-X2700H. Denon's AVR-X2700H provides an affordable jumping-on point for the brand's 2021 X-Series AV receivers. The price tag hints at budget components, but in a smaller viewing room, rather than a cavernous theater, it defies expectations. In our listening tests, it gave a punchy delivery and has no problem with action-orientated soundtracks. Plus, it's nuanced enough to portray subtle ambience too. Power output is rated at 150W for multi-channel, which is generous, and it will support a 5.12 channel configuration or conventional 7.1 surround, depending on how you set up your loudspeakers. There's also 8K support, albeit via a single HDMI 2.1 input. Number 4. Marantz Cinema 50. The Marantz Cinema 50 is one of the most future-proof home theater amps we've seen. The connectivity on offer is truly impressive with 8K and 4K at 120Hz support, 6 HDMI inputs plus 3 outputs, and an impressive auto-calibration system. Format support is extensive with Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and Auro 3D capable, as well as Sony's 360 reality audio. It's also IMAX Enhanced certified, which could come into its own when Disney Plus starts streaming IMAX audio mixes. If you're looking for an AV amp that can deliver massive dynamics with whip-crack fast transients and a fearsome bass extension, the Cinema 50 doesn't disappoint. It's a tremendously exciting listen and steers gunfire shootouts beautifully. With effortless panning, even at high volume, there's no hint of strain. It does music well too. Marantz lauded HDAM amplification circuitry is warm and melodious. In 2-channel mode, we'd say the Cinema 50 is comparable to a high-quality mid-range stereo amp, and with strong format support is as future-proof as they come right now. Number 3. Sony STR-AN1000. The STR-AN1000 is a 7.2-inch AV receiver, which is not only Dolby Atmos and DTS:X enabled, but it supports native 360 reality audio and also boasts 360 spatial sound mapping. The latter is particularly interesting and effectively provides virtual speakers to fill in the gaps. It applies psychoacoustic processing to subjectively move actual speakers into more immersive virtual positions. It can be applied to stereo sources to create a surprisingly convincing multi-channel effect and overlaid on native immersive audio formats like Dolby Atmos to virtually enhance the soundstage. Sony quotes a power output of 2x120W into 6 ohms or roughly 85 dB per channel. It's not a volume monster but will suffice in a typically living room or studio apartment. It's an exciting listen, the smooth sonic steerage of objects and real sense of drama. It sounds bigger than its power specification implies and handles blockbusters with authority. Just take care with the setup. Number 2. Marantz NR1711. Marantz hasn't changed the look of its half-height lifestyle NR AVR range for the best part of a decade, but we're good with that because beneath the hood, there's been constant evolution. The sonic signature is largely unchanged and it has a warm sound, rather than clinically precise. It's perhaps a fraction less musical than some of its siblings further up the chain, but it's undeniably fun to listen to. You can run a 5.12 Atmos setup with a uniform 50W delivered across all 7 channels. There are 6 HDMI inputs, one labeled 8K, which supports 4K/120 Fps and 8K 60Hz. There's only one HDMI output though, but the feature niceties include HEOS multi-room and AirPlay 2. If you don't have a full multi-room speaker setup, you can also use Dolby Atmos height virtualization and DTS-AX Virtual to roughly emulate a 3D listening experience. Number 1. Marantz SR6015. There's something enduringly elegant about Marantz's AV component design. The curved fascia with small porthole display speaks of legacy and old-school musicality. But don't let that fool you, this AV receiver is also a movie beast on the cutting edge. We found its audio performance to be sublime, with effortless control of the soundstage. Never feeling under pressure, sonic placement is always precise. A 9-channel model, it can be configured for 7.12. There's also Dolby Atmos height virtualization and virtual DTS X plus IMAX enhanced certification, which means it'll automatically change bass management handling for deeper bass when it recognizes flagged content. The receiver has a single 8K capable HDMI 2.1 input, while smart support covers Alexa and Google Assistant, as well as AirPlay 2.